in the Battle of Khandaq, when Ali radiallahu anhu was still considered young. Comparatively, he wasn't that old or experienced in warfare. When the Quraysh came, and one man from amongst them, Amr ibn Abd Wud, he crossed the trench. And they would count, if there were 10 people and he was amongst them, they would count 9, and they would count 109 then after. If he was the 10th one, they would count that as 109 people. He was considered to be equivalent to 100 men in strength. So he came and he said, "Man yubarizuni," who is there who will come and basically take me on? So Ali karamallahu wajhu stood up and said, "Ana ya Rasulullah, I will." So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, "Ijlis innahu Amr," sit down, this is Amr we're talking about. So then again that man, he had again challenged the Muslims, said, "Who's gonna come and take me on?" And Ali radiallahu anhu stood up again and said, "I ya Rasulullah." And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made him sit down. This happened a third time. The third time he said, "Who cares if it's Amr?" Ali radiallahu anhu said, "Who cares, whoever it is." So the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said, "Fine, go and do what you need to do." And he made dua for him, and he continued to make dua for him continuously because they couldn't see what's happening after that. They went, and Amr bin Abd Wud, he saw that Ali bin Abi Talib was there to fight him. And he said, "Oh nephew, what are you doing here?" And he said, "Look, I present to you the message of Islam, you either accept it." And he said, "Well, if I was to accept it, then I'd be on your side and not on this side." And said, "Well, if you don't want to accept it, then face my sword." And he said, "Look, nephew, I don't want to kill you." Ali radiallahu anhu said, "But wallahi, I want to kill you because you're the enemy of Allah." And when he said that, the other man, Amr ibn Abd felt some ghaira. He felt whatever he felt, that okay, my izzat, my honor is being challenged here by someone who would be considered my nephew. He jumped off his horse and they started a fight, and the dust cloud ran up and people didn't know what's going on. Eventually they saw a body on the ground and a head severed. And Ali radiallahu anhu picked up that head and said, "Here's the enemy of Allah that's now been defeated." So his title, Asadullah al-Ghalib, the lion of Allah, the dominant. We know that Hamza radiallahu anhu in the battle of Uhud was given the title of Asadullah wa Rasuli, but Ali radiallahu anhu was also given the same title. He was known as one of the swords of Allah Ta'ala. The love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for Ali radiallahu anhu, and the love of Ali karamallahu wajhu for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam can be seen, and in fact his maqam and his daraja and his status and rank with Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam can be seen on the night of Hijrah. Oftentimes we give, and with of course as is deserved, we give a lot of credit to Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu during the Hijrah because he had prepared everything for it and all the sacrifices that he's done, ala ra'si wal ayn, of course. But we overlook the fact that if I was to tell anyone I'm going to travel and leave because everybody wants to kill me, could you please stay in my house, sleep in my bed? People will probably think that you are me. They may come with swords, they may come with knives and daggers and whatever, and they may kill you. But I only need you to stay back because the trusts and properties and things that people have kept with me, I need you to hand them back to those people, to give them back. And that night, you just stay in my house and you don't pretend to be me, you just sleep. And this is the possibility, this may happen. In his head, realistically that may have happened. But Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, nothing will happen to you. He said, you sleep in my bed and nothing will happen to you. Now imagine that, okay? How old must he have been? If he was born 10 years prior, let's say 10 years, okay, with the difference of opinion. By the time Nubuwah rolls around, and this time he's about in his early 20s, if not 20, right? So a man of about 20 some odd years old, not even 25, early 20s, 21, 22, 23 probably. So someone that age, sleeping in a bed at night, knowing that this may be his last night. But that's knowing hypothetically. His iman was of such level that Rasulullah ﷺ told him, nothing will happen to you. And nothing happened to him at all. In fact, he said, I had the most peaceful sleep that night. Because Rasulullah ﷺ told me nothing will happen to me, hence I slept like there's no tomorrow. That was the most peaceful sleep I have ever received in my life. His own words. And he got up and they came and they saw that it was Ali radhiyallahu anhu. He stayed back because he had to give the amanat of people back to the rightful owners. And then he left for Medina a few days later. His mental description was such that he himself would say, ask me regarding any ayat of Quran, I can tell you whether it was revealed, whether on a mountain, or on the ground, or while Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was mounted on an animal, or he was walking, or if it was on high ground or low ground, where exactly it was revealed, at what time it was revealed, regarding whom it was revealed. He himself says regarding his own knowledge of Surah Fatiha, that if I were to write down what I know just regarding the first surah of the Quran, which are only 7 verses, it would take 500 camels to carry the load of what I know in terms of paper. Just regarding Surah Fatiha alone. Imagine the rest of the Quran. Okay? So, that is the magnitude of ilm that Ali radhiyallahu anhu has, as Imam Tabrani narrates in his Marjam, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ana darul hikmati wa aliyun babuha," that I am the gate of wisdom, city of wisdom, and Ali is its gate.